Join us as we delve into the shocking events surrounding Thomas Matthew Crooks, a seemingly quiet young man who shocked the nation with an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Inscreva-se no nosso canal para não perder nenhum episódio dessa incrível jornada de transformação. Não se esqueça de ativar as notificações para assistir em primeira mão. Prepare-se para se inspirar e compartilhar essa história poderosa com seus amigos. Vamos juntos viver essa emocionante jornada. Crooks' attack, which resulted in the death of a bystander and critically injured two others, sent shockwaves through American politics. Elected officials from both parties condemned the violence and warned about the dangers of the country's deepening polarization. So far, investigators have found no evidence on social media or other writings from the young man that might help identify the motive behind the assassination attempt. According to law enforcement officials, former classmates and neighbors have depicted Crooks as quiet and indifferent. Classmates were calling him as an outcast during high school. In addition, a review of public records suggests he may have had conflicting political inclinations. While he registered to vote as a Republican, he previously made a small donation to a Democratic-leaning group. Crooks lived in the suburb of Bethel Park in Pittsburgh, about an hour's drive south of the Trump rally, where law enforcement officials say he shot the former president. He graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022, according to a local media report and a video from the school's graduation ceremony. Jason Kohler, 21, who attended the same school, said Crooks was bullied by other students and seemed to be a loner. Crooks had no facial expression when walking through the school hallways, Kohler said. He wasn't really part of any clique, so I guess he always had a target on his back, he added. Another former student, Sarah D'Angelo, remembered Crooks as a quiet boy, not obviously political or violent in any way. She mentioned that the only time he spoke to her was when their class was waiting for the graduation ceremony to start. A third classmate, who asked to remain anonymous, described Crooks as very intelligent, taking honors classes, and being quite shy. She mentioned that he had a group of friends who were fairly conservative, some of whom wore Trump hats. Definitely, there was talk about him just seeming a little different, said the classmate about Crooks. Almost like a retro nerd vibe, they added. Crooks' high school experience was interrupted by the pandemic, with students being out of school for months in 2020 and allowed to study remotely afterward, said the classmate. They added that they didn't remember seeing him much during the second or third year. When she found out that Crooks was identified as the shooter at the Trump rally, classmate said, "I was shocked. I just couldn't believe he did something so bold, considering he was such a quiet and reserved person." The weapon Crooks used in the shooting was an AR-style rifle, according to a person familiar with the investigation. Law enforcement officials stated that the weapon was traced back to the young man's father, which helped determine the shooter's identity because he was not carrying identification. Crooks' father, Matthew Crooks, said he was trying to figure out what the hell is going on, but would wait until speaking with the police before commenting about his son. He could not be reached again on Sunday. Records from the Federal Election Commission show that a donor listed as Thomas Crooks, with the shooter's address, donated $15 to the Progressive Turnout Project, a Democratic-aligned political action committee, on the day of the inauguration in January 2021, when the American was 17 years old. A spokesperson for the Progressive Turnout Project stated in an email that the group received the donation in response to an email about attendance at the inauguration, and mentioned that email address associated with the contribution made a single donation and was removed from our lists 2 years ago. We unequivocally condemn political violence in all forms and denounce anyone who chooses violence over peaceful political action, the spokesperson wrote. Later that year, just a week after turning 18, Crooks registered to vote as a Republican, according to a Pennsylvania voter database entry that matched his name, age, and address. Crooks voted only once in the 2022 midterm general election, the Allegheny County spokesperson confirmed. Crooks' parents were employed as social workers, according to state licensing records. His father is registered to vote as a Libertarian, while his mother is listed as a Democrat. State voter records reveal the young man shot at Trump from the rooftop of a nearby building outside the secure perimeter of the rally before being killed by United States Secret Service agents, according to law enforcement officials. Police went to Crooks' family home on a quiet street in Bethel Park on Saturday night. Law enforcement officials familiar with the investigation stated that explosive materials were found in his residence as well as in his car. A brief video posted on Facebook by Crooks School District in 2022 showed the young man participating in a computer coding class and explaining a concept to a peer. Crooks also appeared seated in an economics class in a TV advertisement for the investment firm BlackRock, which was filmed at his school. Teachers featured in both videos declined to comment. Spokesperson for the social media platform Discord stated in a declaration that they identified an account seemingly linked to Crooks. The account was rarely used, and we found no evidence that it was employed to plan this incident or discuss his political views, spokesperson wrote. Crooks worked as a dietary aide at the Bethel Park Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, a nursing home located less than a kilometer from his family's house, according to Marcy Grimm, center's administrator. We are shocked and saddened to learn of his involvement, as Thomas Matthew Crooks performed his job without any concern, and his background check came back clean, Grimm said in a statement. A co-worker who worked with Crooks at the nursing home, requesting anonymity, described him in an interview as the sweetest guy. The co-worker mentioned that earlier this week, they worked together to find an easier way for the residents of the nursing home to open ranch dressing packets. This was an act that the co-worker said exemplified Crooks' thoughtfulness. These stupid ranch packets in the kitchen, no one can open them, the co-worker said, who also attended high school with Crooks. At the beginning of this week, he was helping me with a bunch of sick elderly ladies, to put ranch on their salads, they added. The co-worker mentioned that Crooks never expressed any political opinions at work and was not a radical, stating, "It's hard to see everything that's happening online, because he was a really, really good person who did a very bad thing, and I just want to know why." Political scenario of the region. Bethel Park is a predominantly white suburb and wealthier compared to the surrounding Pittsburgh metropolitan area. Dan Grubeck, a county council representative whose district includes Bethel Park, described the region as politically mixed. According to county election records, President Joe Biden won the district that includes the Crooks home with just 52% of the vote. Grubeck, who lives nearby, mentioned that he had a very pleasant conversation with the shooter's parents while canvassing for votes before being elected last year. He described the community as incredibly safe and close-knit, and said he hoped the shooting would not be what Bethel Park is remembered for. All that happens is that things like this increase the already extreme political polarization we experience and heighten the risk of future retaliatory violence, Grubeck said. Andrew Bianco, who lives 2 houses down from the Crooks family, agreed that the area was politically diverse, with some residents flying Trump flags and others displaying Biden flags. However, he said he doesn't recall seeing political signs outside the Crooks' residence, and only saw the shooter's father when he came out to mow the lawn. If something happened, you would say, "Does anyone live there?" Bianco said. "I should be dead." In a recent interview with the New York Post, Donald Trump reflected on how he survived an assassination attempt, stating, "I should be dead." The former president showed the reporter a large bruise on his right forearm, which he said was sustained when agents rushed the stage like linebackers to protect him. During the interview, he had a large, loose white bandage covering his right ear, and his team requested that no photos be taken. According to the Post, "I shouldn't be here. I was meant to be dead," Trump remarked. "By luck or by God, many people say it's by God that I'm still here." Trump commented on the photos showing him raising his fist and shouting "fight" while having blood on his face. "Many people say it's the most iconic photo they've ever seen," said Trump. "They're right, and I didn't die. Usually you have to die to get an iconic photo." Trump told the newspaper that he wanted to continue speaking after the shooting, but the Secret Service insisted he go to the hospital. "I just wanted to keep talking, but I had just been shot," he said. Trump also mentioned appreciating the call he received from President Joe Biden, describing it as great and very nice. The newspaper reported that Trump suggested their campaign might be more civil from now on. Gun Club member Thomas Matthew Crooks, the shooter, was a member of the Clairton Sportsman's Club in Pennsylvania, which boasts a 180-meter shooting range, according to the club's attorney. Attorney Robert Boutte confirmed Crooks' membership, stated that the club cannot make any additional comments regarding this matter due to the ongoing police investigations. Obviously, club strongly condemns the senseless act of violence that occurred yesterday. The club also offers its deepest condolences to the Comparator family and extends prayers to all those injured, including the former president. Boutte did not provide further details about Crooks' last visit to the club or his use of the shooting range. Clairton is located 17 kilometers east of Bethel Park, where Crooks resided. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all our content. Share this video with your friends, and let's uncover this story together.